Another term that we want to talk about is something called a reference angle, and we're going to be using reference angles quite a bit in the next lesson. So a reference angle is an acute angle, and that's really important, formed by the terminal side of the angle and the x-axis. Those are our keys. Reference angles are always acute, and you always draw them with the x-axis. So let me show you how this works. Find the reference angle for these. So first we want to draw a 150-degree angle, just like we did before. So our initial side is here, and then our terminal side, let's see, that's 90 degrees, 180 would be a straight line, so about there. This is our 150-degree angle. What we want to find is the reference angles, this angle over here. Okay, we want to find this acute angle that it makes with the x-axis. So to find that, we're going to take, if we went all the way over here, that would be 180. But we don't want all of that. We just want this little part, so we're going to have to subtract 150. So this one has a reference angle of 30 degrees. All right, let's try another one of those. This is a 240-degree angle, so here's the initial side. And then the terminal side, let's see, that's 90, 180. We don't want to go all the way to 270, so maybe about there. All right, so now again, we want to make a reference angle. So we want to find the acute angle that this makes with the x-axis. And again, it's always the x-axis. You can kind of think about drawing a triangle. We'll do that more next time. So remember, it is all the way over here is 240, and we want to find this little piece. So we're going to take 240 and we're going to subtract 180. We're going to subtract that part. So 240 minus 180. And so this little piece here, that our reference angle is going to be 60 degrees. All right, let's try this next one. 315 degrees. So here's our initial side. Our terminal side, here's 90, 180, 270. See, all the way around would be 360. We don't want to go that far. So maybe about right here. Okay, we want to find the acute angle formed with the x-axis. So this is the angle we look for. Remember, 315 is all of this. I want this piece. So to find that angle, all the way around would be 360. And we're going to subtract the 315. So this is going to give us a reference angle of 45 degrees. All right, our last one is 20 degrees. So here's our initial side, terminal side, and we want to find the acute angle it makes with the x-axis, which in this case is just going to be 20 degrees. So as you notice from these examples, we had an example of one from each quadrant. If you're in quadrant 1, 20 degrees is in quadrant 1, it is its own reference angle. Okay, now if you're in quadrant 2, 3, or 4, you're going to have to do some sort of subtraction to find it. Okay, now sometimes you take 180 minus the angle, sometimes you take the angle minus 180, and sometimes it's 360. I don't want to have to write rules for you on which one to do, but just draw it and figure it out from what you know about straight lines. Okay, if you want, I can post another video, maybe a Khan Academy video that explains this if you want to hear an explanation from someone else. All right, number 13 is a similar type problem, just asked in a different way. An angle is in the third quadrant and it has a reference angle of 40 degrees. What is the measure of the angle? Okay, well, let's draw this. So we're in the third quadrant, so somewhere over here. And all we know about this is it has a reference angle of 40 degrees. So remember, a reference angle is the acute angle made with the x-axis. So all we know is that is 40 degrees. That was maybe a little bit tiny. Let's try that again. That is 40 degrees. We want to know the measure of the angle. So what is this angle when we measure it all the way from standard position? Well, this is pretty easy to see. It's going to be 180 plus 40. So this is a 220-degree angle. All right, now so far everything that we've done has been in degrees. In the next video, we'll talk about how to write things in a different way using radians.